Hey guys, it's Sekaar, and I've got another updated Nightblade build for you guys for the Firesong chapter. I think this is without a doubt the best Nightblade build that I've posted so far this chapter. I love it as far as the tankiness goes. It's definitely there. The healing, definitely there. The damage, oh, I could definitely tell you that it's there on this build. I really like this one a lot, and I definitely felt like it was necessary to update my Nightblade build so that I could show you guys the way that this one works. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. It would help me out so much. We just passed 4K subs. It would really mean a lot to me. But guys, without further ado, let's just get on with the build. Alright guys, let's get started. First things first, we're going to look at our character sheet. We're going to be a Khajiit on our Nightblade. Khajiit is the best Nightblade race in my opinion. Getting that crit is absolutely so massive. You can really hit hard with your crit damage this patch with Nightblade, and I definitely recommend using Khajiit for this. Our attributes are going to be 34 points into magic, 15 points into health, and 15 points into stamina to give us a nice... Oh, my food is not active. I just realized that. Let me activate it real quick. Alright, so this is going to give us a max health pool of 30.8k, a max magic pool of 21.5k, and a max stam pool of 17.7k. Our Mundus is going to be the Shadow to increase our critical damage and our critical healing. We're going to be using Orzorga Smoked Bear Haunch as our food in order to increase our max health and also our stamina and magic recovery. And then the most important is we're going to make sure we're going to be a Vampire Stage 3. Stage 3 is going to give us the Undeath passive, which means you take 30% less damage the lower health you are. So that is huge to keep your tankiness up when you are at lower health. I definitely recommend it, and I think that it's necessary when it comes to Brawler PvP builds like this. Our gear is going to break down like this. Our monster set is going to be Balorgs. Balorgs is going to give you a line of weapon and spell damage. And then the two-piece is when you use an ultimate ability, you gain weapon and spell damage equal to the amount of total ultimate consumed. So say you use 500 ultimates. You're going to get 500 weapon and spell damage for that duration. And then also on top of that, it's going to increase your physical and spell penetration equal to 23 times the amount for 12 seconds. So let me bring up my calculator on my phone real quick as I'm recording this. So if we have a 500 ult in cap and we times that by 23 for the pen, we're going to get an increased 11,500 penetration on this build. God damn, is that crazy. I definitely recommend using Balorgs on this. It is the best set for a Nightblade like this. So our helmet is going to be a heavy reinforced, and our shoulder is going to be a medium divines. Our chest piece is going to be a heavy Mara's Bomb chest piece in reinforced. This is going to be our back bar set. So Mara's Bomb is going to give you a line of armor, a line of crit resist. The back bar is going to give you a healing taken, and then when a negative effect is removed from you, you restore 2,261 health, and that can occur once every second. And then also, when you take damage and you have 6 or more negative effects, restore 2,261 health per negative effect, and then also you cleanse them all. So that is so much healing on top of that. I have hit crazy heals with my Maras, and it is honestly so good for your tankiness, your survivability. I absolutely have been loving this set. I was trying not to run it for so long, but now that I've run it, I can't stop until it's nerfed. It's too good. You can build so offensive just for having this on. I absolutely love it. We're also going to have a medium trainee waist piece in Divines. We have one extra slot on this build, so having trainee is going to give you an extra line of max health. Our hands are going to be medium Night Mother in Divines. Night Mother is going to be our front bar set on this build, and what it's going to do is going to give you a line of crit chance, a line of weapon and spell damage, another line of crit chance, and then when you deal critical damage, you apply Major Breach to the enemy, reducing their physical and spell resistance by 6k for 4 seconds. So with your Balorg proc, and say you get a 500 ult, you're going to do, what, 11,500 was that pen, right? And then on top of this, Night Mother is going to give you an extra 6k pen on somebody. So that alone, if you use a 500 ult Balorg, you're going to hit them for 17,500 pen. That is insane amounts of penetration, and that is amazing as far as your pressure goes. Our legs are going to be heavy Mara's Bomb and reinforced. Our feet are going to be medium Night Mothers in Divines. And then our jewelry is going to be, our necklace is going to be a Mara's Bomb amulet in Bloodthirsty with a weapon damage enchantment on it. We're going to have triple Bloodthirsty. Oh, no, we're going to use one infuse, sorry. We're going to be using double Bloodthirsty because Bloodthirsty gives you the most amount of damage on any of your traits, and I honestly love it so much. Our mythic on this build is going to be a Markin Ring of the Majesty in the Bloodthirsty trait with a weapon damage enchantment on it. With Markin active and with both our 3-piece of both Mara's Bomb and Night Mother's active, we're going to be getting a bonus on this build of 200 weapon and spell damage and also 2314 armor. And then our other ring is going to be a Ring of the Night Mother in the Infuse trait with a weapon damage glyph on it. Infuse is going to help both your damage and your healing on this build, so we wanted to keep one of them up there. That way our healing, like our Vigor or something like that, was really good. Like your Resolving Vigor is based off of your max weapon and spell damage, so I figured the higher you get that, the higher ticks you're going to get. Our weapons on our front bar are going to break down like this. Our main hand is going to be a Axe of the Night Mother in Nirnhone with a shock damage glyph on it. And our offhand is going to be an Axe of the Night Mother with a sharpened enchantment trait on it with a poison damage glyph on it. And then our back bar is going to be a Mara's Bomb Ice Staff in defending with an absorb magic damage glyph on it. And the reason why we're using axes is because our pen is already high enough with both Night Mother and Balorgs, so I wanted to build a little bit into crit.
Alright, time to look at our skills now. Our skills are going to be on our front bar. Our main spammable is going to be Concealed Weapon. This is going to be your main spammable that you do damage on people with. The amount of damage in this ability and the amount of buffs that you get stacked from this is actually insane. Between the off balance on hitting somebody, that's extra damage as well, and you can see them after that. And then when you leave Sneak, Invisibility, or Major Expedition, the Major Expedition part is the part that we care about. Your damage done is increased by 10% for 5 seconds. So that 10%, don't sleep on that. It's an extra bit of damage and it is nice. And also, while slotted, you gain Minor Expedition, increasing your movement speed by 15%. So all of that really stacks, and on top of that, this ability hits really hard as well. Camo Hunter is also going to be on our bar. Camo Hunter is going to help increase your Major Savagery, so it's going to increase your weapon and spell critical by 2,629. And then Power Extraction, this is a nice little AoE, but we really don't want to use this as an AoE unless people are really starting to roll dash spam. The reason why we want to do this is because by activating this on an enemy, so they have to get hit by this, you get Major Brutality and Minor Courage, so it's going to increase your weapon and spell damage by 20% and increase your weapon and spell damage by 215 for 30 seconds. So that is absolutely massive. The amount of damage that you get from just hitting an enemy on this is insane. It really lines up the rest of your abilities. Killer's Blade, this is going to be your execute on this build, so really don't start using this until your enemy's below 50% health. And even that, I would say probably until they're about 30% health, then I would say start to use it. 50%, that's a lot. I would use Concealed if they're at 50%, but if they're a little bit lower than that, then I would use Killer's Blade. And then Merciless Resolve, the most broken ability in the game. You try to argue with me in the comments. You cannot. This ability is so stacked. Every time you get a light attack, you gain a stack. And on the 5th stack, you get a bow proc. And when your bow proc hits, I've hit upwards of 25k, almost 30k bow procs on this. It is absolutely amazing how hard it hits. And it's crazy that it's still in the game and it hasn't been nerfed. This ability is so unbelievably strong. It's insane. And then Incapacitating Strike. This is going to be your ultimate on your front bar. The amount of damage that this Incap and then Bow Proc does simultaneously is insane. It is just a great ultimate. It's a very cheap ultimate as well. And the combos that you can get with Nightblade are amazing. The amount of damage is nuts. And also on top of that, since it's so cheap, it's keeping your Balorg uptime as well too. So it's really nice to get that extra little bit of damage afterwards too. Our back bar skills are going to be Leeching Strikes. This is one of the main changes that I made to the build. I felt like the Stam Sustain was pretty tough, so I switched this to the Stam Morph. So all your light and heavy attacks are going to heal you, and then when the effect ends, you're going to be gaining 4,200 stamina as well. So always try to keep this active. It is a great way to keep your sustain up as well. Phantasmal Escape. This is going to be your source of major evasion, reducing your damage taken from AoEs by 20%. Also, this is going to be your snare removal, and it's going to grant you immunity to snares and immobilizations for 4 seconds. And then also, what's really cool about this ability, Nightblade skills are kind of stacked, as you can see. While active, taking direct damage reduces the cost of your next roll dodge by 10%, up to a maximum of 100%, and that can occur every half second that stack. So, say you're in combat and you take direct damage for 5 seconds straight, that you're going to get a free roll dodge after 5 seconds. That is amazing for your stamp sustain. Resolving Vigor, this is going to be your main heal over time for 5 seconds, and then on top of that, you're also going to be getting Minor Resolve, increasing your physical and spell resistance by 3k for 20 seconds. Refreshing Path, this is going to be your source of Major Expedition, so this Major Expedition is also going to buff your concealed weapon, and it's also going to give you Minor Endurance and Minor Intellect, increasing your stamina and magic recovery by 15%. And then you're also healing for 1500 health every second that you're inside of the AoE as well. So this occurs every 1 second, the Major Expedition. So Concealed is proccing constantly, that Major Expedition buff on it. So that is a great way to just increase your damage by staying inside your Refreshing Path. And then finally, Healthy Offering. This is going to be your burst heal. You're hitting really hard with this burst, and it is amazing to see your health go from 0 to 100 real quick just by hitting this one ability. And then also on top of that, you gain Minor Mending, increasing your healing done by 8% for 10 seconds. And then Temporal Guard is going to be our back bar ultimate. The only reason why we really use this is to get the Minor Protection to reduce your damage taken by 5%. And then another part that we changed is the champion points. So since we're using Mars Bomb on this build, I figured we don't need Ironclad, we don't need the defensive ultimate. So we're doing Fighting Finesse, Master at Arms, Focus Mending, and Deadly Aim. So we do 3 offensive CPs and then just 1 healing one to help. I think that this is the way to go. With Mars Bomb, you become so unbelievably tanky, so there's 0 reason to have that Ironclad in. So I just went to Deadly Aim instead, and I've seen my damage just get increased so much. It's amazing. Our red slottables are going to be Pain's Refuge, Sustained by Suffering, Celerity, and Survival Instincts. And our green slottables are Rationer, Liquid Efficiency, Sustaining Shadows, and Steed's Blessing. Those last 2 don't really matter, but what really does matter is make sure you have your Breakfall passive in as well. And that's it, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed. I absolutely have been loving this build, and this has without a doubt been the best Nightblade build that I've come up with this patch. So I really hope that you guys enjoy it too. If you do, let me know in the comments. Say, hey, I like the build. I don't know, something like that. But also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Every single one helps, and I really just appreciate every single one of you that help out with that. It is free, and it is honestly the most amount of support that you guys could give me. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. If you want to see builds like this live in action, you can catch me live at twitch.tv/Sekaar, where I stream 5 days a week. So guys, that's it from me. I hope that you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Later.